Top 5 things to check when buying a vegan protein powder. If you've ever tried to lose weight, build muscle, or just meet your daily protein needs on a vegan diet, you have probably already heard or even tried supplementing with a vegan protein powder. But with thousands of choices out there, all claiming to be the best, it can be hard to know which tub of protein to pick. Whichever your goal is, this video will show you what to look for when choosing your next tub of protein. 1. Choose a complete protein powder. Plant-based proteins are often deemed incomplete when compared to animal-based proteins. That is because they are generally low in or lacking one or more of the 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks of a protein. But there are a few exceptions to that rule. Soy is one of the few plants that is actually a complete protein. It provides all the essential amino acids that the body needs to promote protein synthesis and increase in muscle gains. In fact, soy contains as much protein per serving as a serving of whey protein powder. So, if you are looking for a vegan protein with the same benefits as whey protein, then soy protein is a good substitute, especially if you prefer non-animal sourced proteins or if you are lactose intolerant. But if you are already consuming other sources of soy every day, like tempeh, tofu, and plant-based burgers, then you might want to reduce your intake of soy protein powder to avoid any intolerances or just too much isoflavones. Besides soy protein, the other way to obtain a complete amino acid profile from vegan proteins is by blending complementary plant proteins together. Since different plant protein sources contain various levels of each amino acid, a blend of different protein sources ensures that all essential amino acids are included in optimum levels. For example, pea protein is often mixed with rice protein because rice protein has very little lysine but a high amount of methionine, while pea protein contains a high amount of lysine but is low in methionine. Beans and rice, always a perfect match. 2. Target a high leucine content. It is not enough to have a complete protein powder with all the essential amino acids. Having the right amount of the essential amino acid leucine per serving is very important. You see, research has shown that about 2.5 grams of leucine is needed for stimulating muscle recovery and growth, an effect sought after by bodybuilders. But it's not just bodybuilders who benefit from a diet high in leucine. People who want to lose weight will more likely lose fat and preserve their muscle mass if they are on a high protein, high leucine diet. This contrasts greatly with low calories, high carbohydrate diets where much more of the weight loss is muscle. So whether it is for weight loss or for bodybuilding, aim for a blend of vegan protein powder which provides at least 2.5 grams of leucine per serving. 3. Watch out for protein spiking. Protein spiking, also called amino acid spiking, is when free-form amino acids are added to the mix of proteins in order to artificially increase the amount of protein per serving. So for example, if your protein powder label says 20 grams of protein per serving, but there are 5 grams of extra amino acids like glycine or taurine listed in the Other Ingredients section, then you're only getting 15 grams of protein instead of the 20 grams you were promised. That's spiking. You're basically paying for cheaper amino acids that are not efficient at stimulating muscle protein synthesis. That's maybe the reason why spiked protein powders are typically cheaper than protein powders made with 100% complete proteins. 4. What about the sugar? It depends. Having added sugar in your protein powder is not necessarily a bad thing. If you are taking protein powder to improve your workouts, then the added sugar will help maintain blood sugar levels and replenish the sugar stores in your muscles, which would improve body performance and recovery. But, if you are wanting to lose weight, then any extra sugar in your protein powder will only give you unwanted calories, and so in this case, it is better to opt for sugar-free protein powders. There are many options of sugar-free vegan protein powders in the market, But adding sweeteners is often necessary because protein powders are typically bland and so, sweeteners are needed to make them more palatable. Whatever your choice, it's a good idea to carefully read the label and ingredient list to see if a protein powder is truly sugar-free or if it contains any sweeteners you want to avoid. Other names of sugar you may want to be aware of when checking the ingredient list are dextrose, fructose, or maltodextrin. You may want to avoid artificial sweeteners like saccharin, aspartame, or sucralose because animal studies have shown that they disturb gut bacteria. Healthier options include a variety of natural sweeteners like sugar alcohols, mannitol, sorbitol, xylitol, or maltitol, but note that these are carbohydrates, and so they can still raise your blood sugar, although less than regular sugar. Moreover, they often cause bloating and diarrhea, so watch out if you're planning to have protein powder multiple times a day. Moderation is key. Your safest and healthiest option if you are looking for a sweetened protein powder is to pick the one sweetened with non-alcoholic natural sweeteners, such as stevia or monk fruit. 5. Stay safe from heavy metals and other contaminants. If you're a regular user of vegan protein powders, you've probably heard before that they are contaminated with heavy metals. But the truth is, most plants contain some amount of heavy metals, simply because they absorb the metals from the soil they are grown in, so the amount of heavy metals in the plants will depend on the degree of pollution of the soil. Crops grown in heavily polluted industrial areas will have higher concentrations of heavy metals. But since manufacturers don't usually display where they source their ingredients from, it is better to look for a protein powder that has been third-party tested for the presence of heavy metals and other contaminants. Those companies who pass the test will have a certification stamp displayed on their label from the certification company, guaranteeing that the product is safe and lives to its claims. Some of the best certifications logos to look for when picking up your next jug include NSF Certified for Sport, Informed Sport, and BSCG. Now that you know what matters most when choosing your next jug of vegan protein powder, remember that it's only supposed to help you get extra protein throughout the day. You should still be getting the majority of your protein from whole foods, like beans, nuts, grains, and even vegetables. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos on everything vegan.